Last week, I told you guys that I'm very bullish on the US dollar, and after I saw a breakout from here, and we saw that playing out on Monday and Tuesday, where the US dollar break this particular resistance here at 104.218 to clear out here, and then we saw it declining from 104.500. That is almost like 42 pips decline, and then we have it at 104.080. So this week, what are we now looking at on US dollar? That is JSY. Don't forget that this week is a CPI week. That is when the US dollar are going to drop their CPI, and you know that the focus here now is on inflation, so which they want to target 2% or below inflation. That is what Fed say. So their focus will be on the inflation data, which is the CPI, which means that expect more volatility in the market, not only in the Forex, but not only in the US dollar, but in the other currency pairs, including the stock market. So on DSY, technically, without putting the outcome of the CPI into consideration now, because we don't know the outcome, but technically what I'm expecting the DSY to do is for price to still come back, and then we have a rejection at 103.671. So I'm still looking for US dollar weakness toward the 103.671, and the inflation data might actually push, and then we have a break of this particular level to the upside, which might actually push the price to 105.951. So welcome guys, this is Ambafx. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is where I bring you the latest insights in the world of Forex market, the individual pairs, the US dollar pairs, which is most very important one we actually look at to gauge the direction of other currencies. So do well to subscribe, like, share, and then don't forget to drop your opinion in the comment section of the individual pair we are looking at, and don't forget to subscribe and share to your loved ones so that they can have the insights in what is going on in the Forex market every week. So please do well to like, subscribe, and share. So before we go to the individual currency, let's check the economic activities of next week, and let's know how to position ourselves for it. On Monday, I think Monday is a quiet day in the Forex environment. The only thing we have here is speech from Bank of England governor, and then FOMC member speech, and we have three speech. That is a Bank of New Zealand governor speech, FOMC member speech, and Bank of England governor speech. That is a Billy speak right there. On Tuesday, we have the inflation expectation from the S&D and GBP climate count. Then we have the CPI on Tuesday. So probably this is our focus on Tuesday, the US dollar CPI and the Swiss franc CPI. So we might actually look at the US dollar CHF. That is on Tuesday, because they both want to drop their inflation reports. That is a CPI. That is a inflation gauge report. So on Wednesday, we have the CPI from the UK. That is a GBP. So let's see how it goes. And we have GBP. That is a Bank of England Governor Bailey speech again on Wednesday. On Thursday, we have AUD employment change and unemployment rate. So we expect more volatility on this AUD PS2. On Thursday, our focus will still get back to US dollar. So expect more volatility in the US dollar next week. It is very important. The US dollar will move. It will be volatile next week because we have a lot of fundamentals coming from the US. So on Thursday we have correlated sales out of the US dollar, Empire State Manufacturing Index, and we have the unemployment claim. So number of people filing for unemployment benefits is going to come out on Thursday, and we have the Fed Manufacturing Index. So this is the Fed Manufacturing Index too. You have to take note of this. It is a medium impact news. So let's see how it goes right there. And then we have on Friday we have the PPI, and then core PPI. This is also an inflation measure news for the US dollar. Please take note of this. This will move the market. It will have a volatility. You understand? Expect more volatility from this news when this news is dropped, and then you have to take note of the time it dropped. And this time here is Nigerian time. So in your country you have to set your own time due to the difference in the geographical location. You understand? So you have time difference, so you have to check your own and then see the time they are going to drop it in your own country. So this is Nigerian time. So this is all we have in the fundamental next week. So you have to prepare for US dollar volatility next week, because you are going to see more volatility in that particular currency. And out of all these things, I think JPY is not dropping any fundamental next week. So I think we should still have more weakness coming into the JPY, but expect a retracement before the weakness, because I think it's going to retrace this week, because we have a very weaker Japanese yen last week. So I think there will be a retracement this week. So this is all about the economic activities for next week. So checking on an individual pair, the first pair I would like to check is gold. So gold is in a triangular pattern right here, and then what I'm actually looking at here is for price to actually bounce at this area, go back to retest this resistance level, because that is all it has been doing on this pattern. Come here, hit here, go. So I think what we are going to see now, if you check this actual place, when price hits here, it bounce back and eventually break it to the upside. So I think something like that might actually happen when it gets there, and then we might actually see a break to the upside. So let's see how it goes. But my bias here is good to the upside. I don't know, but because you can see that we have a support level at this area, which is a very, very strong level, you can see. And another thing is that price did not break this low right here, a low of 2020. So price has refused to break this low, so we might actually see a bounce from here, and then actually a bounce from this level back to the upside. So this is a 4-hour time frame. So let's see how it goes. So I'm actually expecting price to actually bounce from here, and then started going to this area. So this is my target here. This is where I'm targeting here, 2042. From I want price to just reject this area, and then I started going to the upside. But if we now have a what is called a break of that particular level right there, so it means that what I'm saying, that if we have a break of this support line at 2020 right here, so which means that you will have to wait for price to break 2017 for you to conclude that that level has been broken. So let's see how price reacts to all this level next week. So that is my bias here right here. So I'm on bullish bias on this particular pair, which are on gold. So my bias is to the upside for price to come here, pick this, then we'll have more move to that particular area, more move to 2042. So the next pair I want to check right here is TPP US dollar. You have to take note of this heading into the next week. We have two levels here which you have to take note, which is very, very important. And number one is that after this range, there is a break to the downside, which price now come here, and then we have a bounce towards this support level, which bounce to the upside and reject back to the range. And if you see this area, this is a very strong resistance level, and you see that after price go to that level, it has refused to break this particular level. But next week, going to the next week, two things will happen, and you have to take advantage of it if it actually happen like this, and which means it will even happen in one of the ways I want to say. So number one thing you have to focus on is price might actually come here, hit this level and break this to the upside. You have to take note of that. This might likely happen. You know, that is before we are, because I told you guys that in the DSY we can still have a pullback before, maybe after the news, then we will have a breakout. So on GBP US dollar, we can still have a pullback back to the year, back to this level, and we see a breakout of this level. So when you see a breakout of this particular level, this is what I wanted to take advantage of. If this level breakout, because this particular pattern might likely break to the upside, there's a high probability of breaking to the upside down the downside. So if it actually happen like this and we have a breakout, so that you can actually look for a retracement and enter a buy setup back to 1.27691, which price might actually reject from this particular area. So price might not even get up to that particular level, so you can just actually watch for this level to start selling the GBP US dollar, because you might actually see price breaking this level, and then you see it retesting this high before you might actually see a rejection to the downside. I'm still bullish on US dollar, which means that I'm still bullish on GBP USD, Euro USD, and the likes. But if that did not happen, so you can actually look for a break to the downside at this particular level right here. So if this happen and you see it breaking to the downside, if it clear out this low, then which means that you actually be looking for a sell setup back to 1.25132 or 1.23883. So if this actually clear out, then we'll be looking for a break of this to 1.23883. And the reason why I said that is, if you check the monthly time frame, there's something I wanted to look at the monthly time frame. If you don't mind, you see that this is a very strong resistance level to look at, as you can see. So there is a rejection here, and then a breakout coming back to the level. Here too, it rejects. Here too, there's a sign of rejection in the monthly time frame. And if you can see the monthly time frame, we have a reversal candle which closes as, you understand. So probably price might come to retest this particular level, and we'll see the continuation of this. And if you notice the reversal candle here and here, they are the same, you understand. So we'll actually be waiting for a rejection to the downside, but if we actually see that, we just will take the advantage. So, and you see that we have a rejection at from this level, which means our price went to retest that particular high, which might actually reject back and then break all this support level to the downside. So let's see how price reacts to that level next week, and then will follow suit what price actually do. So probably if you see a breakout of this, then you can actually take your buy chances to this particular area, and then from there we should see a rejection at that level. So going back to the 1 hour time frame, which I was using to show you the illustration, so like this, can actually look for price rejection at this level, and then if this breakout, look for a buying opportunity back to this particular level, and then you take good use of it. And the next one is euro US dollar. Checking the 4-hour time frame on this euro US dollar. So what I wanted to look at right here is that we have a strong level of support here, which price actually are there. So there are two things here, and the first one is when price actually break out from this area, it went ahead to retest, and then we saw a big rejection at this area. So here is a resistance. You can see here is the resistance level of that particular trend line, because price refused to break through this particular trend line, which means that price keep rejecting after touching that particular level, which means that this is a very strong, and then a very strong level of resistance, which means I'm actually looking for price to rally to this area, and we have a rejection, and possibly we have a break of this zone also. You understand? We have a break of this support level back to the downside. So I'm actually looking for a sell bias on euro US dollar, and this support level, you can actually see that price bounce of, and we can what I'm actually looking for is for price to come here, or at most break this, and then we have a rejection back to the downside to 1.05069. So that's what I'm looking at on euro US dollar. But if price now went ahead and break above this level of 1.08843, that's where I'll be looking for a bullish bias back to this particular high. So the next pair I want to check is US dollar card. Like I said, I'm very bullish on US dollar. Probably the CPI might actually bring justice to the bias. You understand? So I'm actually looking for price to come and retest this area, or pull back to 1.33808, and then I will take my buy bias back to 1.36071. So if I didn't see the rejection here, I'll be waiting for rejection at this level. But if this level break, then I think I'll change my bias back to a sell bias, and then we have my TP at 1.31871. But simple, my bias is a buy bias for price to come here or reject here, and then we'll see it taking my profit at 1.36071. So the next pair I want to check is euro US dollar. Going into the daily time frame, you see that the daily candle of last week closed massive to the downside, and then you see that we have rejection 1 and then 2, and price did not break above this high of 1.60711, which means that we are in a bearish bias. And then this is what I use as trap here, because if price actually break and then we have a break of this level, so I'm actually looking for a sell bias back to 1.61668. So if price now break above this level, then that's where I'll be looking for a buy bias. But my bias on this is a sell bias, so price might actually pull back to 1.65500, and then you have a bullish pressure coming back to it, and then probably the sellers drag the price down to 1.61668. So that is what I'm actually looking at on the euro AUD. So the next pair I want to check is pounds AUD. Pounds AUD, probably I'm looking for a buy bias on pounds AUD, and if this level break, I might actually be looking for a bounce at this particular level to buy that particular currency pair. So let's check the 30 minutes time frame right here. So I'm actually looking for a bullish bias on pounds AUD for price to reject at this area, and then push for buyers to push price to 1.97258, or we'll see a break of this level back to 1.92885, and then we'll see buyers pushing the price to 1.97258. But if this level break, then I might be looking for a sell bias. But my bias right now is a buy bias from this zone right here. And the next one I want to check is AUD, Canadian dollar. And then my bias here is a bearish bias, so I'll be selling it or not doing anything on it. But my bias is bearish, because if you check here, you see that price keep rejecting this high right here. Price keep rejecting this high. We have so many rejection at this particular high. And then if you want to put a safety P right here, you can actually put it like this. So price keep rejecting this level. If you see it like this, we have a rejection of this level so many times. And then if you actually want to put a safety P on Monday, we might actually see price coming back to retest this level and then give us a very good bearish setup back to 0.87200 or 0.87100 right here. See, but you have to take your profit at this low. That is a sharp way to do it. So I would rather short this pair next week or do nothing, because it has given us a signal that price creating a new low, you know, a lower low, understand, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So there is another lower high, so expect a new low at this particular area. And then we have the next pair, which is the euro Japanese yen. So on the Japanese yen pair, I'm expecting a big pullback in all of the pairs of the JPY pairs. So especially in this euro JPY, I'm expecting a pullback back to this level, though the JPY is very weak because they are still maintaining their negative interest rate. So as you see, we should expect a pullback back to this area, and then we'll pick our buy position from there back to 1.63684. That's what I'm looking on out for on euro JPY. And AUD JPY too, the same thing. I'm actually looking for a big pullback back to that particular support level, and then we actually take our buy position from there. So here you can actually see a pullback back to this level, and then take our buy position back to that, wait for buyers to push the price to this particular area. So probably you might actually look for a sell opportunity on most of these JPY pairs in that is next week. It might actually happen like that, because we should be expecting a pullback on this particular pair, and then before we see another big move to the upside. So on US dollar JPY too, the same thing I'm looking at. I'm looking for a big pullback. You can see here, this one has given us a green light right here that we might actually see price coming here, and then you see a big pullback back to this level or back to this particular level before we see a big move to 1.51. And you have to take note of this 150 level. Is a very strong level, 150.00. If you keep hearing 150.00 on US dollar JPY, is a very strong level where sellers used to reside mostly, because at that price level they usually put a lot of selling order at that particular price level. So going into next week, you might even see price coming back to this area and then creating a weak rejection and then selling back to this particular area or back to this area before we can see buyers coming in. And that's if buyers might actually come in, because you might actually see what we call a breakthrough to downside, because that 50 level is very strong. But I'm still bullish on US dollar, so I will be looking for a long position on US dollar JPY, but I want to rule out the possibility of the retracement back to this level and then probably reject to the upside and break the 150 level to 151.61 to where the all-time resistance is. So the next one is pounds JPY. So pounds JPY too, as you can see, it has hit a very significant level right there, and then we should see a big pullback back to this area or more likely this particular level before we see buyers coming back and push the price to the upside. So I'm actually looking for a big pullback in most of the JPY pairs. And the last one we want to take is Canadian dollar JPY. This one is mine. I've seen my entry since Friday, so I'll actually wait for Monday to see what will happen before I actually enter. So probably this is an all-time resistance level. You can see on Canadian dollar JPY is at this area, even break it to the upside before rejecting back to this. So it's clear out those that are actually selling from this particular area. Go and clear out their stop loss, and then you might actually see a very pullback back to 110.284 or 109.509. So let's see how price reacts to that level. So I'm actually looking for a sell bias on Canadian dollar JPY because we have a breakout of this level retest, and then probably price might actually come here to retest this level again, and then we'll start seeing it dropping back to this resistance to this support level of 10283. And if this level break, we should be looking for our bias at 109.509 to the upside. So guys, this is the weekly forex forecast. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and don't forget to drop your opinion in the comment section. So have a lovely trading week, and don't forget to trade safely. So the link of the verified broker is in the description box and it's in the comment section. So click on the broker and register. They are a well-regulated broker, so no issue of withdrawal and deposits, and no issue of unnecessary slippage. And if you have any issue with it, you can actually contact me, and then I'll help you to solve any issue you have with that actual broker. So I have the links to, I think I've removed it, the link of my courses in the description box. That is my Udemy courses. I think I've removed it, so I will put it back probably in the next episode of the weekly forex forecast. So you can actually check there and pick the one you want to learn. I actually buy at a discount. So don't forget to trade safely and have a lovely trading week ahead.